All right, guys, so this is our linear regression steps with the TI-nspire. I know it's some of you that purchased this at home, and this is more so for my AVL learners. In person, I showed you this in class, but this can also be a refresher. So let me maximize our screen. So the first thing you want to do is open up a new document. And if it asks you, do you want to save, you want to press no. Then from here, we're going to click for add, list, and spreadsheet. Okay. So the first thing I want to do is label my columns. If you do not label it, it's not going to work out right. Have to label those columns or it's going to give you an error message. So I'm going to type in all of my X values. Okay. And then I'm going to go and type in my Y values. All right. So here we have our table. So that's everything there. So the next thing you want to do is make sure you want to click to an empty cell. Okay. On your calculator, it should be blue. So make sure you're in an empty cell, because if you're like clicked in the cell and you do the next step, it's not going to work. So make sure you click out of it. And I'm saying cell because this kind of works like Microsoft Excel. So if you used it before, you know what I'm talking about. So from here, my goal is to get my equation or my data for my equation and my R value. So I'm going to press menu 4, 1, and 3 for linear regression. Okay, then you get this menu that pops up. The only thing you want to change here is the X list and the Y list. So for X list, I'm going to type in X because I want that to go to my X column on the table. And for Y list, I'm going to type in Y because I want it to go on the Y list on my column. Okay. Then I press enter. So again, don't change anything else on there. Once you press enter, here's your data. Okay. So now I have my slope, my y-intercept. It does give you R squared, which we said our correlation coefficient is just R. So don't worry about the R squared there. We just want our R. Okay, so then from there, you just plug it in the equation just like we did with Desmos. And then, yeah, that's pretty much that. Now, with some other cool things that this calculator can do, I can press Control Doc. So I'm going to add another tab. So once you're working in documents and you add multiple tabs, all of those pages are connected. So if I click on Add a Calculator Screen, this is already connected here, and check this out. I can press the button bar and I can click F1. That's my function already in there. So from there, and I think the question we had in class is said, if the trend continues, how much money will be made in 20 months? I can type in 20 and that's my answer. So at 20 months, they made $13.4 thousand at this coffee shop. Or if I don't want to do it that way, I still can just type in my equation. So I have 0.52 times 20, because you may forget it, and that's okay. So you can still type this in the regular way. So I have 3.05, and I press enter, and that's my answer. Now, yes, somebody did ask, well, hey, Ms. Esu, they're different. Remember with scatter plots, this is all just estimation. Okay, so it's okay if it's a little off. Like when I'm grading your paper, I'm looking to see that it's close to the actual value. Of course, this one is the closest because all the data is in the calculator, but this answer is still acceptable. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I'm going to just, do some other cool things. So if you want to stop the video here, you can. But if you want to see some other cool things, keep watching. So if I add another tab, I can add in data and statistics. And here's where it gets a little visual because I can see my scatter plot. So I just have to click here to add my variable. So we know this is the x-axis. And then this is our y-axis. So it actually gives us our same data that we had when we looked at our table. It's the same exact thing. And the calculator also has the ability to give you your trend line. So I would press menu, 4, 6, and 1, because this is linear regression. And that's my trend line. Okay. And it actually gives you the equation again, the same one that we had on page 1. Okay. It's just this one is a little bit more visual. So you may prefer this one, but this is all a preference thing. Okay. And then the last thing I want to show you, you can add in another page. So like I said, all these pages are connected. It's so awesome. I can go to graph, and notice if I click up, the equation is already there. I can press enter, and that's that. Then, let's say I wanted to evaluate it at 20 again. So I can do menu 5-1 and trace, and I can go to 20. And that's my same answer. That's that $13,000 that they made at 20 months. So this is another visual or graphical representation that helps you find the answer. Okay. So this calculator can do a lot of cool things. So shout out to you that have calculators at home, but you will have the option to use TI-nspire or Desmos. So just pick the way that you like and just go from there. Alrighty.